For our first story, we have Update I, 26 female, found deleted texts between my BF, 36 male, and another woman. Thoughts? I'm at the airport now. I packed what I could and called my mom in tears. I tried to hold it together as much I could, but he kept asking me what was wrong. I blew up and I brought up the texts that I found, and he immediately turned red in the face. He said they were just friends, which didn't help at all. I told him to pull up the texts and I could already see the panic on his face. I grabbed the phone and started scrolling, and I already saw more than enough. Flirting, good morning texts, compliments, I miss yous. Oh, she's also married with kids. He said there was no sexual relations, she's just a friend and it was never anything more, and they hadn't even seen each other in over 10 years. That did nothing for me. I packed a few bags and took an Uber to the airport. He followed me there and tried to talk to me at the airport. I told him I'm not coming home with him. He stayed with me for an hour trying to convince me to go with him, but I wouldn't. He said he was sorry for everything and left. I'm here for 3 hours until my flight. Thanks everyone for your advice. I'm hurting. That's the end of our first post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, Morgan Freeman voice. The flushing of his face and panicked expression demonstrated they were not, in fact, just friends. Our second commenter says, good for you. Block him girl, you deserve better. Our third commenter says, you're doing the right thing. Get away and have time to yourself to think about what you want out of life and out of a partner. I'm sure having someone untrustworthy is not on your list. Only accept the best. This is your life and you have one chance to live it your way. Hugs. For our second story, we have Mike, 26 female, BF, 26 male, wants to have a child and I am not ready, so he went behind my back what to do. This is a throwaway account, as I don't want this on my main one. I'm a 26-year-old woman, and my boyfriend, also 26, and I have been together for 3 years. We met in graduate school, where we were in the same class, and after 6 months of dating, we moved in together. He's a wonderful boyfriend, kind, generous, and always willing to help out. We split household responsibilities 50-50. We're both in the same field, but he works from home while I go to the office 3 days a week. I handle breakfast, and he takes care of dinner on the days I go to work. All in all, things have been great between us. When we first started dating, we discussed everything from kids to marriage. We both agreed that we would wait until we're financially stable before taking that next step. While we're comfortable now and no longer living paycheck to paycheck, we still have student loans to pay off. Otherwise, we're debt-free. Recently, though, things have taken an unexpected turn. Over the past few weeks, my boyfriend has been trying to be intimate without using protection. While I'm on birth control, we had always used protection in the past. A few weeks ago, we were at his parents' house, and his mom made a comment about how beautiful our children would be and how excited she was to be a grandmother. I brushed it off as a sweet, casual remark, as his parents have always been kind to me, but they've never brought up children before. Then, last week, I noticed my birth control pills were missing from the medicine cabinet. I asked my boyfriend about them, and he claimed he didn't know where they went. I thought he may have accidentally thrown them out and bought a new pack. But when I couldn't find that one either this week, I confronted him again. This time, he admitted that he had taken them because he wanted to start trying for a baby. I was shocked. We had not discussed having children, and we hadn't even talked about getting engaged within last 2 years. I reminded him that we had agreed to wait until we were more financially stable. He explained that he and his mom had talked and believed now was the right time to have a baby, since we're no longer struggling financially. It hurt to hear that his mom was involved in this decision. I asked him if that was why she had brought up children, and he admitted that he had told his parents and friends we were trying for a baby, but had asked them not to tell me, claiming I wanted to surprise everyone. I feel betrayed. Instead of discussing it with me, he went behind my back. I told him I needed some time alone, so I went to my parents' house. I haven't told them the full story, just that he's on a work trip and I didn't want to be alone. I'm really confused about what to do next. I love him, but this feels like a huge betrayal. I'm not sure how to move forward. His mom has been calling me, and she spoke to my mom but hasn't mentioned anything about the situation to her. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. That's the end of our second post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, he hid your birth control pills. Because he feels ready. He tried to take your choice away. This is not a man you want to stay with. This is deception at the highest level. You're not telling your parents because you know it's bad. Our second commenter says, honey, you're the surrogate for BF and his mom. They made a decision about your body without your consent. Do you have any idea how insane that is? All your BF had to do was communicate to you that he felt ready to be a father and ask your feelings and thoughts on the subject. Don't have intercourse with him, he's going to baby trap you. This isn't normal or healthy. What other life-altering decisions will he make without you? It's insane. Our third commenter says, this is insane of him, walk away now. Trying to baby trap you because him and his mom decided that you should get pregnant? Imagine one of your friends telling you this about her boyfriend. I assume you would encourage her to leave the relationship immediately. For our last story, we have my brother-in-law, 56 male, basically asked me, 28 female, for birthday sex. Do I tell my sister, 26 female, or approach Bill? So my sister and Bill have been married for 2 years now, started dating 4 years ago. I've had a ton of health issues this year and my sister has been working 2 jobs and almost every day of the week for several months, and has not had the time to be there for me much. So I've been asking Bill for help with things occasionally, which my sister was fine with. As a result, we've been chatting more, but I'm quite sure I've never given any romantic signals. They are also financially struggling quite a bit, and I saw someone at my apartment was giving away free cat food, so I texted them and asked if they wanted it. They did, so Bill came and picked it up the day before his birthday. We chatted for around an hour and afterwards he initiated this text conversation. Bill, I appreciate you so much, it was nice having a great conversation with you. Me, sure thing. I appreciate you guys as well. Bill, you guys? Gotcha. Bill, have you ever had a birthday wish or any wish that you knew there were consequences for even asking but you still wanted to ask anyway in hopes that your birthday wish could come true? Me. Can you elaborate? Bill, I can't unfortunately, that's totally fine. He's sent kissy faces before but I really just wanted to believe he's old and just doesn't understand the emoji. I talked to my sister around a month ago and she told me they're not having sex anymore cause sex just isn't her thing. So I'm only 99% sure he was asking for sex. What I really want to do is tell my sister and show her the text, but honestly I don't know if she could handle knowing her husband tried to cheat, with her sister at that. She was molested for 10 years by our choir director as a kid and her mental health was horrible for many years until she met Bill. She's been doing a lot better, but she's also extremely emotionally and financially reliant on him, and doesn't have any close friends. She's also working all the time, exhausted, and has been sick for the past 3 weeks. Bill has honestly been a really great person up until this point. I've always felt uncomfortable with the age difference, especially given her history of her sexual abuse, but my sister was doing so much better with him in her life. Maybe this was just a poor judgment call because he's desperate for sex since his wife doesn't provide that? He's also introverted and doesn't have many other women in his life and wouldn't be able to afford an escort or anything. I also worry that if I tell my sister she will backlash and blame me, as I've read this is a fairly common response to telling someone their significant other is cheating. With all my health problems I really can't afford to lose them from my life. I can't even work full-time right now because my health is so bad and might be homeless in a few months. Because I've had chronic illness for several years I haven't had the energy to build up any kind of my own support network and all my other friends live 1 to 3 hours away now. TLDR. My sister decided she's ace and isn't having sex with Bill anymore. Bill strongly alluded to asking me for sex in the above text exchange. I have significant health problems and am extremely dependent on them and can't risk them turning on me if I tell my sister. Sister also has a lot mental health problems but has been doing so much better since she met Bill, despite the age difference. I see 2 options. 1. Tell my sister directly. Honestly, in the long term I see this as the best thing for her, since she really just needs to find an ACE partner that also doesn't want sex. Especially with the possibility that no-fault divorce could be removed in the US, I feel she should do this before it's no longer an option. But I worry about myself having no support and also that she won't be able to handle the news, then spiral into a depression, do nothing, and hate everyone. 2. Tell Bill he needs to talk to his wife about having an open relationship and give him a chance to fix it. It's tough being in a sexless relationship, so I can understand that he feels desperate. My sister also has 4 cats and depends on him for health insurance, so wouldn't be able to take care of herself if they divorced. But I also feel completely icked that he would ask me, who's also ill, his wife's sister, for sex as some kind of favor and don't see their marriage as sustainable realistically. Update, 12:04 a.m. I just want to thank you guys so much for the advice and support. I've read each and every message and it has been so helpful in getting me to decide on a path forward. I will go the route of showing her the texts and stating that I feel confused, uncomfortable about them and am wondering if she knows what he's talking about. Letting her deduce for herself what he means. I plan to do this in person. She said she might be available Monday evening, 12/9, so I'll shoot for that time. I have a queen-sized bed, so I'll offer her to temporarily stay at my apartment while she processes the situation. Long term she will likely have to find another place because I have 2 cats and she has 4, and I don't see her being able to part with them. I'll post another update once I'm able to meet with her. That's the end of our last post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, "Is this a typo or is he really 30 years older than your sister?" Our second commenter says, "Show her the texts and say you don't understand what he means. Leave it up to her to pursue the conversation. If you don't say anything and she finds out, she might accuse you of hiding something from her. You bear no guilt in this situation, and if your theoretical husband was trying to cheat on you with your sister, you would absolutely want to know. Trying to make him do things the right way or start the conversation with her is a fool's errand. He has already made his choice, and that's to try and cheat on her behind her back. He has already decided. Don't get caught up in his games. Your sister needs to know that not everyone she loves will betray her. Be on her side. Give her the information, let her decide what to do with it." Our third commenter says, "Tell your sister before he spins it to look like your fault." That's all for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.